more and more often you see people talking and texting on their cell phones while driving. I'm here to inform you today of some of the laws, punishments, and statistics of driving while talking and texting on cell phones. According to a survey done by Nationwide Insurance, 73% of drivers use cell phones and 20% text while driving. According to the GHSA, Government Highway Safety Association, cell phones are banned in 6 states. The states are California, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, and Washington. Also, the District of Columbia and the Virgin Islands prohibit all drivers from talking on handheld cell phones while driving. School bus drivers are prohibited from all cell phone use while passengers are present in 17 states and also the District of Columbia. When it comes to text messaging, 19 states, the District of Columbia, and Guam now ban text messaging for all drivers. The states that you cannot text and drive are Alaska, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, DC, Illinois, Louisiana, Maryland, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Oregon, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Utah, Virginia, and Washington. Now that we have went over what states you cannot talk or text while driving, let's get into a couple of the state's fines that you will receive if you are caught. Every state's fines are different while talking and texting on a cell phone. According to California's Department of Motor Vehicles, the new wireless communications device law, which is effective January 1st, 2009, makes it an infraction to write, send, or read text-based communication on an electronic wireless communications device, such as a cell phone, while driving a motor vehicle. The base fine for the first offense is $20 and $50 for the subsequent convictions. With penalty assessments, the fine can be more than triple the base fine amount. Also, a law enforcement officer can pull you over just if he sees you on the phone or texting. New Jersey is a state that has the highest fines for talking or texting while driving. The monetary fine for the first offense is $250, and the first offense for texting there is $100. The New York State Senate has voted on a bill that the State Assembly approved that outlaws using portable electronic devices to text, play games, or surf the web while driving. The new law is a secondary offense that will fine people up to $150. In Oregon, as of January 1st, you can get a $9 fine if you use a handheld cell phone while driving. If lawmakers get their way, next year it will cost Oregon drivers $750 if they get caught. In Utah, if you're caught texting and driving, you could wind up in jail for 3 months. If you text, crash into someone, and cause a death, you risk 15 years in jail. In Cheyenne, Wyoming, the grace period for the new ordinance that bans using handheld cell phones while driving is over, and motorists now face a $750 fine if caught. Cheyenne police say they issued more than 40 citations during the grace period that ended last week that was intended for public education and to allow time for placement of signals at city entrances. Now that we have discussed what states you can and cannot talk and text while driving are, the fines that you have to pay if you get caught, we will go over the more important issue, the statistics of motor vehicle accidents and deaths related to talking or texting while driving. The popularity of mobile phones has grown enormously in the past 2 decades, but it's still unclear how greatly cell phone calls and texting contribute to car crashes. What is clear is that talking on the phone and texting behind the wheel both lead to distraction, and driver inattention is the leading cause of car accidents. Every day in 2008, over 800,000 people were texting, making calls, or using a handheld cell phone while driving in the United States. With distracted driving killing nearly 6,000 Americans in the same year, it's no mystery that cell phone use is risky for drivers. Despite the risks, the majority of teen drivers ignore cell phone driving restrictions. In 2007, driver distractions such as using a cell phone or text messaging contributed to nearly 1,000 crashes involving 16 and 17-year-old drivers. Over 60% of American teens admit to risky driving, and nearly half of those that admit to risky driving also admit to text messaging behind the wheel. Each year, 21% of fatal car crashes involving teenagers between ages of 16 and 19 were the result of cell phone usage. This result has been expected to grow as much as 4% every year. Almost 50% of all drivers between ages of 18 and 24 are texting while they drive. Over 1/3 of all young drivers ages 24 and under are texting on the road. When you ask a teen what distracts them the most, they say that texting is their number one distraction. 1/5 of experienced adult drivers in the United States send text messages while they drive. A study of dangerous driver behavior released in January 2007 by Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company found that out of 1,200 surveyed drivers, 73% talk on cell phones while they drive. The same 2007 survey found that 19% of motorists say they text message while they drive. In 2005, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration found that 10% of drivers are on handheld or hands-free cell phones at any given hour of the day. A study conducted by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety Motorists found that motorists who use cell phones while driving are 4 times more likely to get into crashes serious enough to injure themselves. In 2002, the Harvard Center for Risk Analysis calculated that 2,600 people die each year as a result of using cell phones while driving. They estimated that another 330,000 are injured. According to the human factors, drivers talking on cell phones are 18% slower to react to brake lights. They also take 17% longer to regain the speed they lost when they braked. An estimated 44% of American drivers now have cell phones in their automobiles. Of cell phone users that were surveyed, 85% say they use their phones occasionally when driving. 30% use their phones while driving on the highway, and 27% use them during half or more of the trips they take. 84% of cell phone users stated that they believe using a cell phone while driving increases the risk of being in an accident. The majority of Americans believe that talking on the phone and texting are two of the most dangerous behaviors that occur behind the wheel. Still, as many as 81% of drivers admit to making phone calls while driving. The number of crashes and near crashes linked to dialing is nearly identical to the number associated with talking or listening. Dialing is more dangerous, but occurs less often than talking or listening. Studies have found that texting while driving causes a 400% increase in time spent with eyes off the road. Of all cell phone related tasks, including talking, dialing, or reaching for the phone, texting while driving is the most dangerous. A car driver dialing a cell phone is 2.8 times more likely to get into a crash than a non-distracted driver. A driver reaching for a cell phone or any other electronic device is 1.4 times more likely to experience a car crash. A car driver talking on their phone is 1.3 times more likely to get into an accident. For every 6 seconds of drive time, a driver sending or receiving a text message spends 4.6 of those seconds with their eye off the road. This makes texting the most distracting of all cell phone related tasks. Now that you're aware of all the states that you cannot talk or text while driving, all the fines that you get if you're caught, and the statistics I told you about texting and talking while operating a motor vehicle, I urge every single one of you to please wait until you are stopped or out of your vehicle before using your cell phone. I am sure you do not want the hassle of the police, and the most important risk, your safety in jeopardy because of a call or a text. Thank you for your time. Do you have any questions?